feel like you got to whack back. You got to go negative. You feel like you don't want to look like a wimp. And you know what? As I reflect back on the last 15 months, the times that I'm most proud is when we resisted that impulse. And the times where I'm least proud is when we succumbed to that impulse. And the reason is not that I'm naive. I mean, politics is tough. You got to sometimes make your point in a forceful way. But when politics becomes a bickering, when it's a tit for tat, it's a back and forth, it's just an argument, not about how we're going to make the country better, but who said what to who about what. Then we've lost focus on what this campaign's all about, what this election's about, what the American government should be about. It's not about John McCain. It's not about Hillary Clinton. It's not about Barack Obama. It's not about our ambitions. It's not about our egos. It's not about our hurt feelings. This campaign's supposed to be about you. It's about your hopes. It's about your dreams. It's about your struggles. It's about calling you to greatness. And so, as we move forward in the months to come, I want to make sure that we never lose sight of what this campaign's about. It's about that single mom, giving her a little bit of relief so that she can go to sleep at night secure that her child has health care. It's about that guy who lost his job at 50 and giving him a chance to find another job that can give him some meaning and some shape to his life. It's about making sure that kid trapped in the inner city or on an Indian reservation or in a barrio somewhere, that kid not only can dream big dreams, but sees the concrete steps to achieve them. That's what this campaign has to be about. And that's why you're so important, because you're what counteracts that negative force in politics. When you demand the positive, when you insist that we stay focused on the issues, when you're tapped into what's best in America, then politicians follow. Change doesn't happen from the top down. It happens from the bottom up. And especially young people who are here, you've got to understand that this is up to you. This is your election. This is not my election, this is you. What kind of message do you want to send to the world? What kind of world do you want to shape? So don't let them make it about me. I'm imperfect, as you have all discovered. My wife could have told you a long time ago. But I do want to just end by telling you about myself, because it appears that the Republicans are intent on making this campaign about me, about whether I wear a flag pin or how my bowling score, or my eating habits, and the offensive remarks of a former pastor. That's what they want to make this campaign about. And so I do want to just close by reminding you of why I do this and a little bit about myself. I was born to a teenage mother. And my father left when I was 2. And so I was raised by a single mom and my grandparents. And they came from small towns in Kansas. And we've got some Kansas folks here. They grew up during the Great Depression. And they didn't have much of anything. And when the World War II started, my grandfather joined the Army and went to Europe and fought in Patton's Army, and my grandmother stayed back working on a bomber assembly line while she also looked after the new baby they had. And when my grandfather came back, his government, the United States government, said, it makes sense for us to invest in young men like this who fought for us and make sure that not only we are allowing them to succeed, but also that we're creating a middle class that will lift up the whole country. And so he was able to get a college education on a GI Bill. And then that same government That same government said, you know what, it would be smart if we could set up a loan program so that young families like theirs, they can buy a home, because that'll be good for everybody. That'll lift up the whole country. And so they bought their home with the help of a VHA loan. And then when my mother got older, she was able to get a college scholarship even though they weren't wealthy. And even though I was being raised by a single mom, and sometimes we had to be on food stamps to make sure that we could make ends meet, she ultimately was able to send my sister and me to the best schools in the world. And then I met my wife, and it turned out Michelle, she had